If you like this kind of content, please watch this video all the way through to the end. Give it a like if you like it. And let's go ahead and get right on with this. I am definitely a believer in the paranormal. In my life, I've had several things happen to me before. I am the type of person who enjoys watching videos about the paranormal and what it can and cannot do to people. Heck, there was a point in time in my life where I was experimenting along these fields. Not only dealing with ghosts, demons, and whatever you want to classify them as, but also going out there and bringing them into my home so I could learn how to take care of them through first-hand experience. The entire point behind the series is if you are faced with the paranormal, you are faced with something that you have no idea what to deal with, how do you deal with this thing? Coming at this entire argument with the idea that we need to understand this world, so we need to bring this language back to the world so we can figure out, understand how to act appropriately, how to speak, and how to think accordingly if these things are indeed part of our lives and wreaking havoc in our lives now. So, for part 3 of the survival guide, let's assume that you want to deal with the paranormal in the first place. Not all of it is bad, just like not all of it is good. Again, it has everything to do with the mental well-being of the person. So let us assume that you want to deal with the paranormal, the supernatural. They are a part of everyday life. It is everywhere. Where is it that you want to begin here? Well, first things first. When it comes to this portion of the survival guide, let's start at the beginning. You're wanting to deal with the paranormal, the supernatural, but you have no idea where to begin. As it is in today's world, this level of information is just simply not widely taught. But we also live in a day and age where information is freely accessible. Not only are libraries still a thing, but the internet is a wonderful tool. Use your search engine and research whatever you want to research. Just be sure if you're going to do that to make sure that the sites, the resources are credible. But do your research. After you've gone ahead and you've done your research, you have a basic understanding of what's going on in that level of field. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to start at the beginning. Another good thing to research is basic meditation. In the Buddhist tradition, basic meditation comes with just focusing on your breathing. Like that monkey mind, the mind that constantly thinks and chatters in your head. Think of it as a train of thought. You're sitting at a train station, and you have every right to choose whether or not you're going to board that train, or just let it pass in peace. But you are sitting there, and you are focusing on your breathing as the trains come and go. You're not exactly attached to these trains of thought. They're part of you, and they're a part of your life, but this is also a concept of non-attachment. In this particular sense, you're not attached to those trains. Once you manage to center yourself, once you manage to find that sense of mental tranquility and peace, the next step can be applied. That step is known as grounding. This particular practice can be done in a multitude of different ways. And you can use whatever method works best for you. No one is a cookie cutter here. No one uses the exact same thing because not everything works for everyone else. Grounding is the process of not only meditation, but it's a process of getting connected with yourself on a far deeper level. Meditation itself, in the manner that the Buddhists subscribe to, is a good way to ground yourself with your body. The way that I learned how to ground was a little bit more like visualization that I myself am a tree or a plant, and through the base of my pelvis, my spine, send a taproot down into the ground. Feel what it would feel like to put something into the ground like a root, how the ground feels, how does the moisture interact with that taproot, and what does it feel like to draw nutrients from that ground, from that soil, up into the base of my spine and into me. As I breathe in, I am breathing in the nutrients of the earth into myself. But as I breathe out, I am breathing out my stress, my anxiety, my worries, my woes. I let all of these things down into the earth where it can be dissolved by the earth itself and get it away from me. That way it no longer affects me. Are you familiar with the saying, cooler heads prevail? For me, it's more a case of peaceful minds prevail. Specifically because a peaceful mind is able to see the path clearly and has the space, has the mental capacity to figure out what to do, where to go, how to step from there. If we're going to start from the beginning, this is a good place to begin because at this point, you are the person that you need to focus on the most. You are the one who perceives this reality. You're the one who perceives whatever is going on and how you wish to move here. When it comes to the whole possession, haunting, and everything else therein, a peaceful mind, a well-grounded person, is a good place to begin because you can see what's going on. Your mind is fortified by your standards. You're at peace, and you're able to use your mind as a way to calculate and figure out what's going on. And with that peace, with any luck, nothing will bother you half as much. Again, the point of this survival guide is to help you figure out what's going on, how, where, when, why. How to act accordingly, but it all begins with how to fortify yourself so that whatever may potentially be going on, whether unintentional or intended, will not bother you half as much. Good things happen in life, but so do bad things. This is, after all, life. But life is hard enough on its own. If you toss in paranormal, supernatural, ghosts, hauntings, possessions, or anything like that, life can get a little bit more interesting and not in a good way. So, the survival guide and this entire series is designed and aimed to educate. To educate and to get a person familiar with themselves in a way that people are not generally taught in today's society and world. Good luck.